The comic unfolds with Magneto trying to run away from the Avengers that turned into zombies. He exclaims that the machine has been destroyed and those monsters will be trapped in this dimension forever. And then we see all the zombie Avengers standing in front of him to eat his flesh. Daredevil responds that Magneto is right. They are stuck in that dimension with him. Magneto tries to escape from those monsters when Spider-Man says,
"Face it, Magneto. There is no way out. Do you really want to go to all the trouble of fighting us off when you could just succumb to the inevitable and give up?"
I know you're not looking forward to being devoured, but I give you my word, if you surrender, I will make sure you die painlessly first.
Screw that. I want to hear this one squeal. The fight is half the fun. I have been waiting for this.
Just submit. We can see you're about to pass out. You're a wreck. This is only going to end badly. Why put yourself through one last struggle?
Magneto responds that he still has a lot of fight in him. He takes out the screws and metal pillars to attack them. Those metal pieces pierce through Thor and other Avengers while a huge pillar goes straight through Ant-Man. Magneto jumps from the building while Spider-Man tells him that he cannot run away from them and it takes just one bite from them to turn him into a zombie. Captain America jumps after him saying that Magneto is only making this harder for them. Steve grabs his leg while Spider-Man was out of web. So he starts falling down. Magneto takes advantage of Captain America's shield and uses it to cut his own head in half. Spider-Man falls down and breaks his leg while Steve crashes out about having his head severed. Magneto falls on another building and pulls Captain America's shield to defend himself from those monsters. He takes the stairs to get down from that building when suddenly, he trips and brutally falls down from the second floor. He tries to get up and motivates himself saying that he was the strongest mutant before he was the only mutant alive. He has to find a place to hide and heal. He peeks from the street and realizes that those monsters are watching over the skies, so he has to walk out of there and escape. Suddenly he receives a signal. He looks at the screen and gets amazed to realize that his friend is still alive. It looks like Dr. Doom, but we can't clearly see. Well, he informs Magneto that most of their systems were damaged because of the attack, but they were able to fend them off. However, they were just able to re-establish their communication system, and then he apologizes for the delay and loss of contact. Magneto questions him if he really survived. He responds that not all of them survived, though 12 of them are there. Magneto exclaims that he thought it was over and they lost, but if he survived, that means there could be others. They just need to organize and build. Dr. Doom asks him if he should send the shuttle down to pick him up, but Magneto refuses and exclaims that he will come there on his own. And then he informs him that he can't talk on the radio right now because it's not safe out there. He walks in the streets to avoid those monsters. Magneto tries to pull out the manhole cover so that he could escape through the sewers when suddenly, Hawkeye spots him from behind and shouts that Magneto is there. He shoots an arrow at him while Magneto throws the shield at him. It takes off his head, but Magneto gets shot in the stomach by an arrow. Captain America catches his shield and Magneto smiles at him before throwing him into the building. All Avengers run at him. Ant-Man asks Magneto why he is going through all of this even after knowing he is already defeated. Thor tries to mock Magneto, but he takes out the arrow from his stomach and shoots at Thor's neck. Magneto tries to move the whole building and it falls on those zombies. And then he shouts that those monsters underestimated him because this whole place is full of concrete and metal. He will outlive all of them, but then Wasp bites his neck. Now all of those Avengers start running at him because they could not control their hunger anymore. Wasp literally ate half of Magneto's neck. Ant-Man tells her to keep that flesh in her mouth and they will share it after he shrinks down. Wasp exclaims that the flesh this size could last a few days if she shrinks down. They all jump on Magneto while he says that he hopes they choke on his flesh. Ant-Man tells everyone not to fight because it's enough flesh to get rid of their starvation. Suddenly, Thor pulls up and grabs Magneto from his cape, but then at the same moment, Hulk jumps in and literally takes out Magneto's leg to eat. He was about to devour it when suddenly, Ant-Man threatens him to stay away from their meal because he has a whole leg to himself. Now all of them brutally eat Magneto. This scene is so horrifying, seeing our Magneto being eaten like this. Now all of them just sit together and talk about how much they ate. Hulk has turned into Bruce and he exclaims that he can't digest all the meat he ate after he turned back into Bruce Banner. While Daredevil complains about the big hole in his chest, even after his heart isn't pumping blood, he is still alive. All of them discuss how they are still alive even after being dead. They also remember the moments before they turned into zombies. It seems like they have their consciousness because they can talk and they remember everything, but they just simply can't stop eating humans due to their hunger. Suddenly, Captain America pulls up on the scene and tells Spider-Man that his theory is wrong about the human body still functioning as long as their brain is intact because Steve's head is cut into half. Bruce Banner, whose stomach looks like he swallowed a whole human, exclaims that the human body can still continue to function properly even after the wounds like that. Suddenly, Spider-Man starts trauma dumping and Luke Cage gets frustrated. Peter exclaims that he ate his own wife and Aunt May, which was disgusting and horrifying. Daredevil responds that Peter should stop crying about that stuff because almost all of the Avengers have eaten their loved ones, especially when they all had a piece of Jarvis, and the fact that he didn't even resist shows how horrifying that moment was, and they need to think about the food because their hunger won't stop. Peter exclaims that he doesn't want to figure things out, he just wants to die. Daredevil shuts him while Bruce tells everyone that he suspects the bone might come out of his stomach and he doesn't want a hole in his stomach. So someone must try to hit him to eat him, so that he could turn into Hulk before the bone comes out of his stomach. Hearing this, Thor smashes a piece of concrete on his face hoping that he would turn into Hulk, but it doesn't work at all, and then the whole bone comes out of Banner's stomach. Suddenly, Luke Cage gets shocked and tells everyone that he saw something. Spider-Man responds that they all saw a bone of Magneto coming out of Bruce's stomach. Moreover, Thor is literally leaning toward Bruce to eat the remains of Magneto. Luke Cage calls him an idiot and says that he saw something in the sky. Ant-Man responds that he can't see anything in the sky. Suddenly, we see a glimpse of Silver Surfer flying over the city and all the Avengers get excited after seeing him. Ant-Man increases his size, saying that there is more food.
Please subscribe and feel free to comment below if you have any questions about the comics.